Hi, this is Dr. Mary Claire Haver, the creator and founder of the Galveston Diet. Catch me on this week's episode of The Jessie T Show.
So let's talk about that transition, because obviously you worked your ass off for God knows how long to become a doctor, to get into practice, to run a successful business. And then all of a sudden you make this transition and this pivot to something that's probably like your life's work and your passion, right? And so are you still doing both, and or like what did that transition look like for you to where you are now?
Sure. It was the scariest thing I've ever done. It was, yes, all of the things. I had so much of my self-worth was wrapped up in that I was a physician, that I had gone to school, I had made the straight A's, I had made the, ranked, matched at my top this, been the highest income producing physician in my group, all the things that I the mantles I put around myself to make me feel good about myself. And I was, as many, many, many people in their jobs, especially in healthcare, was getting more and more burnt out. Medicine is medicine. And I was becoming increasingly frustrated that I didn't feel like I was helping people. At this age, I'm great at delivering babies. It's like the most awesome thing in the world, but they come at 2 and 3 in the morning, and that was like undercutting my personal life.
Yeah.
And, everywhere I went in this beautiful small town I lived, I delivered that. I mean, I was at a Christmas pageant for school, at a holiday pageant, and up on the altar, all of the wise men, baby Jesus and Mary, were all babies that I had delivered in kindergarten,
Yeah.
And so, you're just part of this community, but it is tough. You're giving so much of your personal life, your time. I had nothing left for my children. The academic burden, the burden of how things were changing and the way that we bill and code in medicine was changing dramatically. We had really gone to, instead of a helping people model, and I was employed. We were going to, how do we make the most amount of money?
A business model. Yeah.
Business model. And, business is business. I get that, but it just wasn't feeling good. And the burdens that were coming along with that, the documentation ridiculousness I had to provide.
HIPAA things you had to.
The government, I was spending more time doing paperwork than I was taking care of patients.
Yeah.
It was all to try to get one more nickel out of an insurance company. And the burnout level was reaching critical levels. And, I had also gotten to the point where we had paid off our house. We had, gotten the kids' college funds. We were financially reaching a point where I was like, I don't have to do this anymore.
Yep.
I could find, and at the same time, Galveston Diet was becoming a thing. So one day, so I was increasingly unhappy at work. I had gone down to like 3/4 time. And my boss brought me in. And I had done something on social media. I was growing this social media presence that had upset the university that I worked at. And
it upset them?
Uh-huh.
Why wouldn't they give them more brand recognition? Like, why would that be a problem?
It was a problem. It was against our media standards, something, whatever. And so basically, I got handed a piece of paper that said I would have to do a remediation course and that I would be on probation and all this stuff. And I looked up at my boss, and this was not coming from him. This is a wonderful man. He's just doing what he's told from. There were so many levels of managers that had been put into place.
Awful.
I guess they all had to figure out what they had to, justify their jobs. And so I looked up at him and I said, I'm worth more than this.
Yeah.
It just came out of my mouth. I didn't even think about it. I said, I'm worth more than this. I'm going to give you another month and I'm resigning. I'm not doing this. I will not remediate for this.
Good for you.
And I just...
Were you liberated? Were you liberated at that moment? Or were you scared?
It was the most powerful thing I've ever done for myself. I was like, I cannot believe I just did that. But God, that felt good.
Yeah.
And Galveston Diet was not a business at that point. And and I said, okay, I'm going to give myself 3 months to figure out how to turn this into a business. And then I can always go get another job somewhere.
I love that. I love that because there's this kind of idea that entrepreneurs will jump out of an airplane without their parachute and figure out how to put together the parachute before they hit the ground, right? Sink or swim. And that's what you did.